Is this thing recording? Hold on.
Oh,
Testing,
Simon,
testing.
of course it is. It's always on. What do you
Oh,
mean?
oh yeah, I did
What the
forget
hell?
I did forget we were always recording. That was the whole point of this.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the show.
Anyway, so to start with the formal introductions. Hi, my name is Simon, and we have our our co-host,
My name is Justin.
and welcome to our talking channel, which we like to call RUVCA. Um, So just a little bit of background on who we actually are. I am a university student at this moment, studying electrical engineering, and this whole concept of this talking channel, which is kind of, well, Justin and I's funny way of chatting with the world in our free time, aside from, having such of our hectic lives.
Hmm.
Justin.
So for me, I'm also a student too. So I'm pretty much at the moment I'm studying, you know,
Hmm.
commercial cookery, which I would say is more interesting than your subject, Simon, because you can apply commercial cooking in your everyday life, how you improve and how you do stuff, how you cook in life. But as for like theory and science, it doesn't really work, man. It's always like numbers and formulas. What you gonna do?
The reason your cooking works is because of physics, man. All right.
Nah, man. What the hell you mean, huh?
Hey, hey, hey. Anyway, okay, back onto topic. So this channel has one primary principle we kind of run under for now, as called
Hmm.
the RUVCA mission. And the whole basis of this is we are trying to kind of, I guess, explore ideas and chat freely without any filters. Because often nowadays you'd find in the world, everyone's always wrapped up on, really, how do I say this? Filtering things so that they say the right thing. Like they want people to just accept what they say and not to be criticized for it. And I guess with this channel, it's really free and there isn't much of those restrictions. And so you can expect most of our chats to kind of go random places you wouldn't really expect. And, sorry.
So no worries, no worries. So that's the basis of a chat. So yeah, so like no matter what you guys hear during our chat, like in any session of ours, sometimes we will go against each other, but it doesn't mean that we hate each other. It's just more on like we're expanding our view on the world. Like because like I feel in my concept is that I love to see different side of things, but a lot of people said that, oh, I love to do that too, but they don't have the time as the patience to open to the other side, and not a lot of people are willingly to listen to, because if their people talk about
Hmm.
this like that idea, they like immediately they just think, oh, they're gonna shut my idea off, so they're not gonna ever think about. And that's not the case. We're just showing that's different ways of thinking, and and how people see world as it is.
Yeah. And I guess what comes with that is since we are kind of thinking of unfiltered, we've devised a fun way of doing this by getting things literally off the top of your head rather than thinking about it then processing it, which I know sounds pretty counterintuitive, but it is actually funny when it works out pretty well. So often you'll find us maybe distracted because we could be working on some other projects we have on the side while we're talking, because this is the whole concept of a recorded chat, or we could be maybe playing video games one day, so you'll see us just randomly snark at the game we're playing because Justin's so bad as a teammate in the game that he doesn't do anything doesn't do anything right. Uh, nah, jokes. Justin's always a good teammate. But yeah, so you can expect us to get kind of distracted sometimes within the rest of the chats, I guess. Justin. Justin.
Oh,
Justin.
sorry, my bad. Yeah, so sorry, I was doing my artwork. So yes, so yeah, sometimes we do get distracted, and you know sometimes we will try to cut it off in our edits, but if that there is a case that hold all of the bases that our silence is in the concept of our talk, we wouldn't cut it. And you might have like 10 minutes of silence while you're listening to our podcast, or like our random talks. It really depends if we feel like it is a good way of cutting it out or not cutting it out, because every single thing that we talk about is a part part of life and our journey. So we wouldn't want to cut out the boring parts too. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. So do keep in mind though, since this is a chatting chat, we are open to suggestions from everyone and everyone.
Mm,
Um, but knowing that, you do have to keep in mind that anything kind of mentioned here is all for fun, nothing intended to strike arguments against certain people or topics. But think of it this way as meditating upon a topic without having the risk of being prodded around by people for, aggressively stating a comment or something.
mm,
So
Or
do.
not
Mm,
another way of looking at it is like the concept of free speech. Like you can say whatever you want. You can disagree with me, but
mm,
I have my own opinion and things like that. But now like slowly we process we advance in the future, and a lot of people say, oh,
mm,
actually free speech doesn't exist, and it's very free speech. So this is the whole
mm.
basis of podcast.
And with free speech, obviously, free speech is allowed, but another key thing to keep in mind is being open minded, because you can be as free speech as you want and as focused and driven to proving your opinion. But here, we don't try to prove opinions, rather, we, keep open minds and, be respectful of what everyone else has to contribute. And
Mm,
that's something really to keep in mind.
mm. So another way of looking at it is like if you're living in this day and age, you probably heard of a term called shit posting. So basically, our whole idea. So basically, our whole idea is based on shit posting, but it's a bit, not less shitty, but more, interesting. But from time to time, we do shit posts, but not as like as a lot of people say like, oh, shit posting doesn't have like a lot of shit posting doesn't have meaning, but we try our best to do some sort of shit post, but with some meaning in behind it. So yeah.
Don't worry, it's not all just gonna be random rubbish. Now I know what you guys must be thinking, like, oh, what are these guys even about? Because this is, kind of confusing at a time. You're like, oh, we can talk about anything and everything. But usually a conventional podcast would have one topic, right? And and it's always like, oh, well, if you don't have a topic, then what do you talk about? Literally anything. You'll be surprised because the way this is going to work is for both everything and anything. But don't be discouraged, because this is why we like to keep people open minded, because it doesn't have to be a specific topic that you kind of just bash with facts 24/7, but it could just be something that strikes you out of your day. But you also get to get a grasp of a bit of personal insight on, our lives as well, because sometimes we might just talk about what happened in our day and then tangent off into a new topic. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah.
So
um.
yes. So the whole basis that you heard just now was towards our YouTube channel. If you guys is listening to this at the moment, right?
Hmm.
So the whole basis of our YouTube channel is that uh whenever me and Simon are talking to each other, we would press the record button. But at this sometimes when we talk things, it can be very interesting or it can be like nothing. So we try to find the best can we can find like pretty much we can post anything when we talk about, and you can gain some insights about our life, our idea, our things. It can be like so much things, and you guys can have like the freedom to listen to it. But there is another part you can find us, which is on Twitch.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah, so
Simon.
currently we don't have the facilities or we don't really know how our Twitch is going to work just yet, but it will be coming soon if people actually kind of start listening, and we want to hear what times people actually want us to be streaming. It
Mm,
does make sense if we're streaming in the middle of the night for some people or in the middle of the day, but I'm pretty sure the Twitch channel recordings will be posted on YouTube as well. So,
mm,
in case you miss out on the live chat to talk with us, you will have the opportunity to look back on the video and, or not video, but like the chat on our channel. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have like, I don't know, maybe a little, Twitch that says in there that that it's a Twitch episode, not just a random one.
mm.
Hmm.
So
But
so
yeah,
yeah.
go on. Sorry.
So yeah, so the whole basis is that. So pretty much it. But as well as like if you guys want to see our faces and things like that, it's a pretty hard thing to do because like it's pretty much like talking and like there's nothing going on. So when you join our Twitch or you watch our video, that's pretty much no picture for it. It's usually like a some sort of like like a some sort of like design that kind of like fits into the narrative, or just a blank piece of like a black piece of like picture with text on it
Hmm.
would be in it too. So yeah, we I don't think in any time soon we're gonna turn into a video podcast or anything situation like that.
Hmm.
Is probably gonna be purely audio.
Yeah, so that is the thing to incorporate. I know that you've been staring at this screen for the past, I don't know, however many minutes. But yeah, hey, you never know. I might actually get around to learning how to animate stuff, and maybe you'll see a bit more of a wavy loop, like you see on some of those music YouTube things.
Yeah, like the like lo-fi beat
Yeah,
and
yeah,
things like
yeah, yeah,
that.
one of those, one of those. Um, so you never know. That might be an evolutionary step, but as all steps, to take multiple steps, you have to start at one, which is exactly this.
Mm,
um, I think we've literally run through everything, Justin.
yeah,
Um,
I
that's
think
about it.
yeah. So I think the whole like the focus of this channel is that we're not trying to aim for getting subscribers or getting money. Okay, like to be honest, like we are gonna like think about like, oh, we got how we gonna earn money if this make
If,
do
if
make a
yeah,
success, or like
hmm,
how can we turn this passion into like a career. But
yeah,
majority of the time that I'll expect is that we don't really cares about money. We just want to let people see, different expo like how people thinks and like,
yeah,
what's the whole ideas and the whole basis of being open. So like I'm really like I would be sorry like I would say sorry in advance saying that like if in the future we do get like we get some sort of a corruption in a whole system, try to like talk to us and we will gladly hear
yeah,
in your case. But at the moment, because we're just starting out, it's pretty much like we can put like we just shit posting at this point. So like we just like we're interested as like how far this can things like
yeah.
that. So yeah.
So personally, this is more of just like an expression of another side of us to the world. Who knows where
Mm,
this will go? I hope somewhere it'll be really cool if we actually get people who listen to us. It's
exactly.
funny, like simulating people listening to us while we're talking. But
Mm,
yeah, no, because if as all things, if they progress to a certain stage, it's almost inevitable for
mm,
some people might get money hungry, power hungry, or corrupt. You could say, and it's
mm,
hard because that's almost in not to say ingened in human nature, but that's just one of the things that comes up with an increase in noticeability. So
mm,
we want to try and avoid that as much as we can. And I know starting at this stage, we really have nothing to worry about. But
exactly.
so we're really open to you guys kind of keeping us on track and just really keeping the core of what we started to be what we finish with maybe later on. But who knows yet?
So yeah, so and to add on to the Twitch part, and okay, so for Twitch, it's not as random as it is because we do have like a live chat communication type of things as well.
Mm,
So yeah, for Twitch is I think it will be mostly like general topics like we can you guys can ask us answer we can like like sorry you guys can ask us question and we can reply with answers or things like that, right? But there's like sometimes that we might try to do something different on Twitch, which is we might turn off all the like notification or chats, but then from there on we just play our own game, and then during the whole time we might chat or it just be a pure silence. And like
mm.
and then like if we want to we can turn back chat on if it's like if some people doesn't find it like interesting or like enjoyable. So yeah, so that's basically it.
Sorry for anyone who's listening to the audio. My computer just told me that I need to restart it. My bad. I will work on that in later videos.
mm,
Anyways, I think we've covered pretty much everything, Justin. So
mm,
it is best to say we're really keen to kind of, talk to you guys in the world in the coming future.
and thank you for like listen to a shit posting on talk, because I don't think a lot of people would you know waste their time on these two scumbags, but it's fun to see like people would enjoy our content as it is.
Yeah, who
So yeah,
knows?
and and to know us a bit little about ourselves a bit more, we're actually both in pretty much like we're Aussie dudes. We technically
Yes.
are Aussie, but
Yes.
our origin is Asian. So
Yes.
yeah.
So you got a
So
bit of a fun mix.
yeah, so a bit about fun mix. My English, as you can heard from like this recording or like in the future recording, my English is broken. So please stick with me throughout this process. Don't judge about my English. I will try my best to improve. I'll try to learn more sorry, vocabulary or like terms to improve my
Vocabulary,
English.
did you mean?
Hey, no judging, okay?
Fine, fine. No
So
judging, no judging. I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
so yeah, so my English not that great, but I,
Hmm.
I I try to improve on it. Yeah, so I'm like as I said, we're both Asians, but I came to Australia since 2012. I'm from Malaysia, as if there's any listeners or viewers that's from Malaysia, hi. So yeah, and someone is from
I'm from Manila, the Philippines. I'm one happy and proud Filipino boy who came to the came to Australia in about 2010. Um,
Hmm.
as you can see, maybe my English doesn't sound as broken as Justin's. Hey, I'm putting a scale to it. Okay, I'm not being mean. I'm not being mean, Justin. I'm not being mean. But yeah, I may have had a little bit more experience with English for the time being because I was pretty young when we came over. But
Hmm.
bro, they're gonna be guessing our ages because it's currently 2020. They both know we're in post. They both
We're in
know
college,
we're in
so
post college. I swear. Anyway. All right. I
Hmm.
think we're gonna cut it there, Justin.
Hmm.
So we're keen to hear from you guys, and we will be seeing you very soon.
Yeah, and as well, uh, for the our posts, right? It we don't have a Pacific time, so that's a bit the problem. But in the future, for our whole Twitch live stream, we are planning to do it on a Sunday night, which is like
Yeah.
Australia time around Sunday night.
AEST. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, so around there. But for YouTube channel, it depends on uh what we talk about and if we find it interesting enough to post it on YouTube as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, so we might post regularly depends on how this whole thing gonna plan out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's the whole plan kind of thing. So Twitch would be like a plan out kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube would just a bit like all over the place. It could be like, I can post like every single weekend, every single day, or like every single month, or like 2 months, and
Mm.
we will put something because like sorry to say it, but we are studying, so there is a lot of things happening, as well as like I'm trying to improve my art as well on Instagram as well. So and someone's trying to learn video editing too.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be all over the place. I know it's a bit ambition, but we like I feel like me and Simon found like a very big interest in challenging ourselves
Hmm.
and like try to like see how much line we can cross until we can't do it no more. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so that's kind of the whole thing. So yeah.
So that's pretty much a wrap.
Hmm.
Um, as Justin's already finally explained, that is the intro. So you probably won't be hearing us addressing you guys in anywhere in the near future for the next coming ones, unless it's Twitch.
Yeah,
And
and majority of our recording is not gonna be this formal either too. So
mm-hmm.
or like as formal as this one can be. Majority
Mm,
of our recording is gonna be like uh talk pretty much, I would say.
yeah.
So yeah.
Alrighty. I think that's all we had to say.
Hmm.
So see you guys soon. Bye
Bye.
now.